The following is a fan-based discussion. All materials discussed are property of Toei Inc., Bandai, Hasbro, Saban Entertainment, and Tsuburaya Productions. Hey everybody, welcome back to Tokutalk.
Yes! Tokutalk!
Hello, Toku and talking.
We've done so many of these lately.
Talking. But was this a suggestion or was this alright?
This is a Marcus thing.
Okay. So the topic of this Toku Talk today is whether or not the adaptations of Toei shows like Power Rangers should be more a direct translation or more of their own idea.
Yes.
So, do you want to just do what... Why don't we start by each saying what we think, or like, what our side is on this kind of conversation?
Let's go for it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Honestly, I would handle it on a case-by-case basis.
I'm going to say the same thing. It really ends up depending on the show at the end of the day.
Yeah, because a show like Shinkenger really could not be a direct translation, even though they fucking tried. Look how well that worked.
That's a case where it really failed.
It's too enmeshed in Japanese culture and history.
Yeah.
So it ends up having an issue of...
And then you have the whitest man on the face of the planet playing the Red Ranger.
with the last name of Shiba.
No. Anyway, so in that case, it really doesn't work. And then you have a show like Power Rangers RPM where they just said, fuck that, and did their own thing from scratch, and it worked so well.
Actually, that's almost exactly what happened when the showrunner for the show.
Oh yeah, he pitched a serious tone show to bring Power Rangers back from the brink of cancellation, and then he watched Go On and he went, fuck.
This is what I had to work with.
Well,
why does that thing have eyes?
Big googly anime eyes. I'm so fired.
Well, this is a bit of a pisser.
So yeah, but I'm trying to think of a case where a direct translation worked.
Time Force is the closest one that we've got.
Time Force is definitely...
Yeah.
Also Gal Ranger.
Gal Ranger worked too.
To Wild Force. With, the exception of Red no longer being a veterinarian, he's now Tarzan.
That too.
So, there's a departure somewhere. That was a different sort. But yeah, in cases like that, it does end up working. Now, of course, they will end up bringing in certain things and leaving others out. Like Blue not having, and this is in Time Force, not having a plot really, along with Yellow.
Except being the cool guy.
And for some reason, I feel like they really could have, and this is the actual sort of issue though, Katie can't be there for 9 months giving birth to her ancestor. It worked in Time Ranger because...
He's a dude, he can leave.
Yeah, he's a dude, he can leave.
He could be that guy.
He went to go get cigarettes from the year 3000 and never came back. But
he said, I've been to the year 3000. They didn't have cigarettes, so I just hung out.
But yeah, like I said, it really ends up depending on the show. Lucas could have definitely gotten something to do in Time Force, but they didn't. But then we also end up having shows like In Space and Mega Ranger, where they saw the space portions of Mega Ranger
and went, sure.
And based the show around that.
As opposed to video games and technology.
And, then we end up having something that's sort of like parallel in itself. But I love the way that they ended up doing it in the show. They made, they took one portion of Mega Ranger, which is already a really good show, and just based around that and made something grand out of it. It really works when you end up having a good, intense and have a team that works with ingenuity.
And then the pitch meeting for Lost Galaxy was, so Power Rangers in Space was really popular.
More space!
No, so we have to adapt. This one is all about nature. So let's do that in space.
Of course, that does end up running into some issues.
Woods, in space.
That does
space
run
woods.
Into some issues.
The Spuds.
The Lights of Orion randomly being on the portion of land that they brought out to, what was it, Terra Venture?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where the Lights of Orion were. There are some things that don't really fit as well into these types of cases. But they still, try to work around it as best as they possibly can.
In space.
In the space that they have.
In Uchu.
In
Guitar.
Uchu.
But yeah, it really ends up depending on the show. They brought over Zeo Ranger to the U2 footage, which apparently some of the background, behind the scene stuff that they filmed has actually finally been released about how they made all of that. So I haven't watched it yet, but it seems interesting. But it really does end up depending on the team that they're working with. Because you end up getting people like the people who did In Space and Lost Galaxy and Time Force. And Lights to Be Rescued to a lesser extent, because a lot of that stuff ended up being sort of similar. Bar the underwater base.
And then you get Nickelodeon.
And Jonathan Zacher. who is an issue.
Just put more fight scenes in it. We don't need character development. We just need fight scenes.
And then your cast gets
Your actors are going to love you for that.
Yep, your actors get mad at you. The company gets mad at you. People just get mad at you in general.
And then the actors get injured and sue you.
And they're just like, get out. So they
fired his ass.
So they fired him.
And brought back Chip Lin. And that's how we got, much more innovation when we ended up getting Dino Charge.
Until the end there, which was just bad writing.
We were just like, And I don't think he was part of the end of that.
Yeah. They had to wrap it up somehow.
Chip Lin also
I will give you that, but god damn, they just made the entire show pointless.
And, Chip Lin also came in on RPM after they got rid of the original writer.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, in defense, so did Deadpool 2, and no one's bitching about that.
Sure. But we just don't know exactly how the original was going to end.
Yeah.
The original ending of RPM was going to be. It could have been a lot different. It could have been something similar. But Chip did what he could and still came with the ending of a good series.
And it helps when you actually bring up the things of this looks really ridiculous.
Mm.
The tropes of Power Rangers, the big giant eyes and the Megazords. That's still my favorite scene in RPM. Do we have to scream RPM getting gear at the top of our lungs?
Why is there an explosion behind me when I transform? That! What is that? Right there!
No, I still love. Then later in the episode, they morph. Look! There it is! Right there! Literally turns
Why do they have eyes? No, they don't. Yes, they do. They have eyes.
Big,
Giant, googly anime eyes.
I watched that just to smile.
It's such a great scene. And then we end up getting something like Ninja Steel, which Chip Lin also does have I don't think he does anymore, but he had something to do with it at the beginning.
He poked his head in the door and said, "Yeah, it looks good."
No, he said, "Yeah, it looks bad. I'm just going to give it."
He's like, "How's it go?" Oh. And then slowly just closed the door.
He just slowly backed away.
Yeah.
Hey, where'd Chip go?
Because, we
don't need him.
Where'd Chip go? He's erasing his name off the script right now.
We don't need him. More fight scenes.
There are definite benefits to doing a direct translation versus,
Yeah, but it all depends on what's being directly translated.
It really, really does. The fact that they didn't bring over anything for Ghost Ager at all, sort of makes sense on that one, though.
It does, because if they even tried to play the Ghost Ager plot,
actually angels and demons.
The amount of lawsuits Saban would have gotten.
It would have been a minefield territory that they did not want to deal with.
Yeah.
Which we knew going in wasn't going to be a thing.
Yeah, and then they tried to bring over some things to Go Kaiser, but they tried to merge it with
the other thing.
Yeah.
How'd that work out for you guys?
It didn't.
Yeah.
Great job, Mystic Force.
Go fuck yourself. God, I'm bitter.
And
I bring back this question: which one was Tommy?
All of them.
They were all Tommy
at one time.
Like,
this is the precursor.
I wanted that
Tommy was like sitting at home, reading a book, drinking coffee, whatever, and all of a sudden he went Rah! And he split into five people.
This was the precursor to Shattered Grid.
It's like, even within the show, they have no idea. Because when he shows up, the white helmet appears over his face. And then he shows up as the Green Ranger. And then you go, what about Zeo? What about
Dino Thunder?
Who's that?
Who dat? It's Kenji Oba.
And there are definite benefits, though. You come with something new. Master Oregon Wild Force really drove that show.
Really good villain.
Like you said, we don't like Power Ranger. It's a boring show.
Power Ranger is bad.
But Master Org really ended up was the driving force behind Wild Force.
Ha!
He came in, he made himself a much bigger villain, and it's just like, it seems
and
like...
he had a story.
It seems like when you earlier in...
Gasp! Character development? Depth? You're not the ocean!
I love that. That was my quote.
It was your quote. That's why I used it.
The further you go back, especially in Power Rangers, you can definitely see what they're going to end up bringing in.
You can see that Saban starts to think less and less of the intelligence of their target demographic.
Yeah, and that ends up being a problem. Because Power Rangers used to be a show that was much more for all ages. And then it wasn't.
It was favored towards...
It was like the family.
It was favored but can be enjoyed by all. It was favored to, like 10-year-old boys.
I'm going to disagree.
Why?
Because I think it was gauged more towards young children, aged like 5 to 7.
Mm-hmm. But they came in with some pretty mature plots.
Maybe, but doesn't mean families watch them.
I mean, they probably did.
God knows mine didn't.
I was going to say mine didn't.
Mine did.
Speaking from experience, mine didn't.
My parents gave me the VHS for the original Power Ranger because by the time I was 5 and able to watch it, I was 97.
Yeah, I was 5 when I saw my first episode of Power Rangers.
So they just gave me
we rented from Hollywood Video.
Yeah. So they're like, here, watch this, sit still, we're gonna go do our shit. Just please stay in here. And I was...
Mine was a little less than that, but...
It
was a joke.
I know.
Then, like, the further that we got along, the stupider things got.
We're looking at you, Megaforce.
We're looking at you, Super Mega Force. We're looking at you, All the Samurai. We're looking at you, Ninja Steel.
Super Ninja Steel.
It's just, there's a certain level of badness that they just sprinkle on top of everything. And it's just been there. It's just like, for some reason, they ran out of the spice on Dino Charge and they got it at the very end. It's like, there's just a little bit left. And then they got sold off to a much, hopefully, better company.
It's like if you're having a country boil, but they completely ran out of Old Bay. And it's so bland now.
I think that about covers it.
Yeah. Let us know which ones you end up preferring.
I didn't say much, but like I said, for me, I said it doesn't matter. And I mean, you know, how I feel about all adaptations. If the show is good, if the movie's good, if whatever is good, it doesn't matter.
Oh, you know, there's
however we get there, I'm fine with it.
There's actually two things we haven't brought.
What's that?
Mass Rider.
You mean where
Big
he was an alien?
Big Bad Beetleborgs, Kamen Rider Dragon Knight.
Mystic Knights of Tyrannus.
Dragon Knight.
Mystic Knights of Tyrannus.
Thanks, Allison Kitowski, for letting us know about that. I watched the intro on YouTube like a couple of weeks ago.
Did you bleach your eyes?
I didn't bleach my eyes.
The budget looked
here's what got me the most out of any of it. For one, the theme song is terrible. For two, there's a dragon at the end of it, a 90s TV CG dragon, and when it roars, it's the T-Rex roar from Jurassic Park. I'm like, there is no freaking way that you're telling me no one recognized that.
Hilarious.
It is straight up the T-Rex roar.
That's funny as hell. Dragon Knight's a special case, because they brought in the whole, what was it, Zaviax or something?
Yeah.
With the alien. This is why I'm not a big fan of Dragon Knight. It's just like, the same problem I ended up having with Deca Ranger and SPD. They introduced Grum and they introduced this alien guy, and I'm sitting here like, the conflict's there. It worked a little bit better when you didn't have the main villain to fight against.
Yeah.
Even though...
But I guess they couldn't just have writers killing each other.
Family series.
On CW. Wait a minute. We can't have it at 6 a.m. anymore. Let's go ahead and move it over to 7. All right, we can't have it at 7 anymore. Let's move it over to 7:15. But we'll only be able to play 15 minutes. I heard what I said.
Anyway, he raises a valid point. As long as it's good, we shouldn't care whether it's a direct translation or something different. As long as it's good. Hopefully. But that, I think, sums up our thoughts on this particular topic. Please continue to pitch us other topics for Tokutalk.
And let us know what you think in the comments below.
Let us know. And also, we're having some trouble with this one. Pitch us some ideas for Toku rants, because I know that's what you want to see, so give us something to make him mad. But, as always, subscribe, ring the bell if you haven't, and all the other crap, liking us and following us and all that stuff.
They're in denial.
And hopefully by this point, the pinks and whites list is already up and running. It'll take a little bit.
We'll see. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.